Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5 Blind, episode 100. Man, I talked about this a few episodes ago. It has been so long since I had a series go to over 100 episodes. And yeah, this is actually over 100 because I think there's like one episode that actually was like double titled twice, and I didn't fix it right away, and so now we're just stuck with like, it's like slightly wrong. But you know what, it's okay. It's okay. Kitty move. Silly kitty. So, this is episode 100. It is a multiple of 5. So, and we actually have things to talk about. Specifically, what I want to talk about this episode is I've been thinking a little bit about everyone's code names here lately. Overwhelmingly, we seem to have, very non-important code names. You've got, Joker was called Joker just because he needed a code name, and that was just sort of spit it out, as I remember. Skull was called Skull because the mask he happened to manifest in Memento sort of looked like a skull. An and Yusuke just, well, they kind of had a fox and a panther mask, so there you go. Makoto and Futaba ended up taking roles more akin to their personality than their appearance. But then we have Haru and Mona. Haru is a really weird one, and I kind of have to wonder why her name is Noir. Because Noir is a film style of very, very stark contrasts, and it specifically is a very, very dark film style. It's a film style with a lot of, muted colors and kind of a more, down-to-earth, not really surreal, but a very, very, the best example of noir I can give, recently, film noir is something that happened a while ago, and if you saw, Sin City is sort of vaguely noir, in the way it, very, very limited color scheme, and they use color in order to really jump out at you. It's not a vibrant thing, the color becomes very important, which is very different than Haru. I'm doing a terrible job explaining noir. I should have actually done some before I started, but I didn't. And that may again be yet another reason Haru will end up being the one to betray us, because it indicates that there's an aspect to her personality, an aspect to her psyche that isn't congruent with what we've seen so far. And then Morgana here, her two names, or his two names, are Morgana, which is a sorceress of Aetherian legend, whose full name is Morgana Le Fay, who is a very, one of the most common things that she's known for is shape-changing. And then Mona is reminiscent of the Mona Lisa, which is a very, very famous painting that is two-dimensional and has no depth, and has, like, a secret smile, and, more is going on than appears. So it also seems like Morgana's story is not entirely done. I'm very curious what's going to happen whenever we get to the bottom of Memento, we find out Morgana's true form. I almost positive Morgana's just not a human that got turned into a cat. There's way more to it going on. I almost have to wonder if Morgana... I've floated this theory before, but I have to wonder if Morgana is the, more... If Morgana is a fragment of psyche that is trying to restore balance and is meant as a counterpoint to whatever is out there trying to bring out the, most accurate and real representation of people. Because there's something out there that's pushing people to be at their worst. And Morgana seems to be specifically going out and trying to correct and restore things to the way they used to be. So I almost feel like Morgana is an almost elemental force as opposed to an actual person, if that makes sense. This is also somewhat supported by the fact that Morgana said until recently palaces weren't even a thing. More palaces, no one got to the point where they got their own palace, up until very, very, very recently. So that would kind of support that. Persona games always end with some sort of deific being being your final, and I almost feel like someone has once again decided to play an experiment in Japan and said, you know what, I'm going to take humans, I'm going to give them, I'm going to push the human personality to its absolute extreme and just see what happens. So That's where we stand with that. Now, with 5 minutes of speculation done, I'm going to bed so we can push on with the plot. I try to do this too often, but I think it's really, really interesting, you know, for me to actually stop and speculate on the plot as a whole. I don't always remember to do it. I try and do it every 5 episodes, but sometimes there's just nothing that's changed in the previous 5 episodes, so I can't... There's nothing for me to talk about, really. Wednesday, the 20th... I wonder how many days the festival goes for.
Well then, we will now begin today's panel. Our guest of honor is Akechi.
Part of me thinks it would be hilarious if Goro was just like, yes, I'm here to talk about the Phantom Thieves, they are, and he just starts like listing us off. However, if that was the case, then Sai would not have been so surprised, you know, by Makoto's involvement.
I feel kind of bad considering how many people have gathered. I'm sure you all would have been happier to have a singer or a mascot appear, wouldn't you say?
I really like that the sound quality has actually used a filter here in order to make it sound like they're in a big auditorium. That's a really nice effect.
We'd appreciate if you could tell us about your experiences with the notorious Phantom Thieves. It'd be wonderful if you could let us hear more about your actual investigative process.
I'm not used to being the one interrogated, so please go easy on me.
Okay, Goro's handling this pretty well.
How much do you think he knows?
Why are we not in the auditorium?
He talks about the Phantom Thieves are dangerous, yet he says they haven't committed any murders.
I have to say, Akechi, as the game goes on, Akechi is impressing me more and more and more. I originally distinctly didn't like him, and granted, part of that was because he filled a similar role to Naoto, and Naoto is one of my favorite characters in the entire Persona series. In fact, if I had to rank them, I'm pretty sure Naoto would be, like, number 2. I'm pretty sure the only one that beats Nagoto? Wow. The only one that beats Naoto out would be Kanji. Because I freaking love Kanji.
Either he has an idea who the true culprit is, or he has uncovered the identities of the Phantom Thieves.
Let me just specify here, because some people might be like, wow, the first two Persona 4, I'm not including anyone from Persona 5 in my ranking, because I don't think it's fair to consider a game that I haven't finished yet. So let me just say that there's a possibility that someone from Persona 5 may overtake the top 2 spots. I don't know yet.
Come on, Makoto. You gotta get it out of him.
Well, she can't be too obvious.
As much as you're allowed to say, would you tell us how far along your investigation is on them?
Getting right to the point, I see. Well, if it's as much as I'm allowed to say, then everything on TV and the internet is all of it. We don't have any leads yet, and the methods behind their crimes are still unclear.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I see. Even with this country's power, arresting them is proving to be difficult. Is that the case?
I love how that's a very lawyer is true. You'll make a statement and then at the end you'll be like, right?
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but, well, something like...
Objection, Makoto, leading the witness.
Thank you for answering that question. By the way, it seems you've denied a correlation between the Phantom Thieves and the murders.
It's interesting how direct she's being. I almost feel like she's being too direct, but at the same time, I don't know how long this panel is.
Why the sudden change? Until now, haven't you upheld your stance that the Phantom Thieves are dangerous?
And at this point, I'm almost like, he already answered that once, Makoto. Ask a better question. But at the same time, her job as Master of Ceremonies is to a certain degree to establish things for people who have maybe not seen that particular interview on TV.
How are you so positive that they have?
Dude, let him answer the question.
Are you a little too comfortable interrogating people? Why, it's as if you're a prosecutor.
Well, she is training to be that.
Excuse me. This is something I've personally been interested in, so I couldn't help it. But won't you tell us? What reason is there that you'd claim
God
their
damn,
innocence
Makoto.
when
You're
you
being a little
previously
obvious.
stated they were unjust?
Mako-chan's really pressing for an answer. She's pelting him with questions.
She certainly is. I can see why we wanted him on the panel. I didn't know what the panel was before. I always actually assumed the panel was just he'll get up there and he'll make a speech. I didn't realize it would be a Q&A session.
Every person whose heart they changed have truly been criminals, including Okumura. Why then was he the only one who needed to be killed?
Why is that?
I must admit, I couldn't deduce a reason.
Aw, that must be a very, very awkward admission for him.
That's why I believe that case should be thought of as if a different party is responsible. This is all hypothetical, mind you.
No. Don't back off now.
If the I can't possibly imagine they would kill anyone.
That is an incredibly weighted statement.
Your comment just now, does this mean the police have already identified who they are?
I like the way Makoto's voice actress made her sound just slightly, just a tinge of panic at the very beginning.
Oh, no. The police haven't gotten that far yet.
I love this. I love this, like, back and forth banter where both sides are aware of something, and they, to a certain degree, they know the other knows, but neither of them will say it outright.
But I have my own conclusions about the true identities of the Phantom Thieves.
He's gotta be bluffing.
Whoa, Ryuji, calm down.
Pipe down. He's lying, right? But if it's the truth,
You're not going to ask me who they are?
Yeah, I was going to say, Makoto, you've got to do the follow-up question. I know you don't want to, but...
It may have repercussions on the investigation. Are you sure you can share that with us?
It's only my personal opinion, so announcing that here wouldn't pose a problem.
Again, I love this. Because he is very directly twisting the script on her and being like, yeah, go ahead. If you're who I think you are, you will not actually ask me to share my opinion.
However, there is a possibility that everyone present will hear the truth before the police or media.
Unfortunately, I think she's trapped. I think she has to ask.
the truth. What's he planning on saying?
I am very curious what he's planning on saying. This scene has me so entirely gripped. I love it.
That's quite the confidence you have. If you're so certain, then very well. I'd like to ask you then. Who do you think the Phantom Thieves are, Akechi-san?
That idiot!
She's got to ask Ryuji. It will be super obvious if she doesn't.
No. There's no way he could have any evidence.
They're people you all know quite well. The identity of the Phantom Thieves are...
Okay, I had to wait for a second just because build the tension a little bit, and because I'm a little bit of a jerk.
It's mine. I apologize for the interruption, but I can't turn off my phone due to my job.
Interesting. That was incredibly coincidental, which almost makes me wonder if he had that timed. Is that actually like an alarm he had set?
Would you mind if I step away for about 10 minutes or so?
Because that was incredibly convenient.
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but we'll be taking a break.
That is off. Either Futaba did it or he had it set up himself. I don't know how he would predict to the second when that question would come,
We'll
though.
resume the panel in 10 minutes.
Please don't troll me online for this interruption, okay?
Is there a room I may use?
There's the PE faculty office.
Ooh, the room that we confronted Kamoshida.
I want you to come too. There's a matter I want to discuss. Your friends from yesterday are here, aren't they? Can you bring them too, if that's all right?
That is incredibly straightforward. Okay,
Did you set this up?
We only have 10 minutes, you know.
wow. Well played, Akechi, I must say.
What do you want to talk about? No.
I wondered when that would come into place. Because I was like, they put Akechi in a position where he absolutely should have seen something, and he did nothing with the information.
That's gotta be shot! I have video footage too.
You can Photoshop that too.
Please, let's not feign ignorance. All of you can go to that other world too. Yes.
That's a very interesting statement, too. Who else can go? There's no... I absolutely agree with him. Let's not feign interest. He already knows. We know he knows. And he thinks we're innocent.
It's not just all of you. I am aware of that world too. I also know that when you traverse over there, your appearance changes as well. It's because of those mysterious powers, isn't it?
This is so... I feel like this is eventually going to come back to bite us, but this is our greatest source of information, and we need that.
I found out about that world about a month ago.
Oh, you're slacking behind.
This had been installed onto my phone without my knowledge.
Is that because he was so close? Kitty down. Kitty down. Is it because he was so close to us whenever we entered the other world?
Dude, it's the nav. When the app activated on its own, the scenery around me suddenly changed.
Activated on its own? It doesn't do that.
Quite frankly, I still can't believe it myself. But from the look of these photos, all of you seem quite used to it.
We've been listening to you blab on for a while now, but cut the delusional...
All of you are acting as phantom thieves in the metaverse.
I was going to say, there's really no reason to deny it, to be quite honest. He has actual evidence.
I can say so with conviction because I have the same power as you.
Yeah, without the results. I'm not going to straight up admit it, but...
I'll take your silence as confirmation.
That's what I figured would happen. But there's no reason to straight up lie to him. The best chance we have is to be, you know, forthright.
In all honesty, I've been curious about you since the time of the Madarame case. But to think it would end up like this.
We didn't kill anyone.
He knows that.
I believe that as well.
How can you be so sure?
Makoto, he just said.
Because I saw another. The real culprit.
For real?
Ryuji certainly changed quickly.
Who was it?
I couldn't identify his face. He had a mask on, after all. Actually, when I took these photos, I entered that world too. That's when I saw someone else moving about, besides all of you.
Oh, it's Reaper from Overwatch.
He shot at me the moment he noticed me.
Oh, wow.
That's who killed President Okumura?
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot different than what we saw. But granted, it's a... How close were you to get that picture? That picture looks like he's standing over you and pointing down for the kill shot.
Most likely. At the very least, I was almost killed by him.
And it's interesting to him, because I definitely interpreted it as a female figure when I saw it in the cutscene.
I can't die here. I need to determine the truth.
Just reach out for the truth.
When those thoughts overcame me, I awakened to that power. A most fortunate accident.
You want to join the Phantom Thieves?
This guy has a persona too?
This cat. I swear, it just talked.
Morgana, our teammate who taught us about the metaverse.
It's a talking kitty! You can't go wrong with a talking kitty, Akechi. Even you have to admit that. This is Japan.
Really? This is unbelievable. But it is true that you know things that I don't.
And you know things that we don't.
Say, Morgana, were you also the one who instructed them on how to change people's hearts? I experienced that world too. But I still haven't solved that mystery yet.
We go in the metaverse, or we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
Ah. There's certainly no way anyone could figure out such an MO.
That is very much true. Our great safeguard was that no one could figure it out. And then you went and bumbled across evidence, frankly. But I will say I'm very happy that they had established him as suspicious for long enough that it doesn't seem unreasonable that he would have been there in order to find that out.
Anyways, back to what you were talking about. Are we in this mess because of that guy?
Although I don't completely understand the method, all you do is simply reform people. Someone else is behind the murders.
Yes, that's very much the case.
However, the police have decided that the Phantom Thieves did it. They'll arrest you at this rate.
They're going to treat me as my father's murderer?
I can't overlook such a grave mistake.
With the police or with us?
Which is precisely why I want us to strike a deal. I may be able to save you from this situation.
That is very true. He's the only one that knows, and it would be very easy for him to simply label this other person as the Phantom Thieves. Or Phantom
A
Thief.
deal?
I would like you to cooperate with me on investigating the truth.
Done.
And if we decline?
Why would we decline?
And I think I'll have to inform the police about all of you. Along with that video I mentioned.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to decline at this point.
This ain't no deal, it's blackmail!
It's not blackmail when you actually did the thing.
Say what you will. This is the method that I believe is correct.
Actually, that's not true. It still can be blackmail, but I don't think that a police inspector blackmailing you with crimes you committed is really counts necessarily. That's like the definition of a plea bargain.
The justice I uphold will not tolerate criminals who kill people at their leisure.
Justice.
That is your persona, my friend.
You've heard that Sai-san is the one spearheading the investigation about you Phantom Thieves, correct? The higher-ups are concerned only with settling the case.
I have to admit, I wonder if I can't remember where his hands were at the time. I think he may have just pressed a button to make his phone go off.
They want to capture the culprits behind the psychotic breakdown incidents and end the commotion. Those are the ones who are putting pressure on Sai-san. I can only imagine her impatience.
Yeah, but unless she has access to that world, there's nothing she can do.
What of evidence that we did it? How do they intend on proving it?
Even if there's no objective explanation to the method, it's over once causality is established. Sai-san can't make rational judgments at the moment.
I very much agree with that. She is very, very committed to her preconceptions.
If she were to be cornered, well, she may even make up a confession.
Really?
Make it up?
Yeah, Makoto especially is like, I cannot believe my sister would do that.
So, they're gonna make it all our fault? Just because they feel like it?
Ryuji, voice down.
We haven't killed anyone, though!
On, voice down.
And we're still going to be arrested?
You'll be found guilty if you're caught, and it will be treated as a very serious crime.
Bullshit! None of that makes any
Ryuji,
sense!
voice down. People outside can hear you.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do alone anymore to stop the flow of things.
Well, you're the one that will start the flow of things, so that's not entirely true.
And that's why you want our cooperation.
Yes. In return, I'll turn a blind eye to what you've done. Those are my conditions. That said, I ask that you disband the Phantom Thieves after this.
I was going to say, he said what you've done. I was curious about that phrasing.
What should we do about Akechi-san's proposal?
I don't see we have much of a choice.
I see. I thought I was making a lot of concessions myself. Well, you don't have to decide at the moment.
Is this going to be you have to decide by this date, and all of a sudden, are we going to have to go into Akechi's palace and change his mind? Because that would be very interesting, because Akechi is not actually a criminal. It would be a complete departure from... Actually, Akechi has a persona. He can't have a palace. Never mind.
Considering this is you we're talking about, I believe you'll come to a favorable reply. All right. I'm glad we could talk. It's been a while since I've been able to spend such a meaningful time like this.
Yeah.
I look forward to your answer. It was definitely worth coming today. For various reasons. We should be getting back. About that. I'm sorry. Would it be acceptable if we ended the panel here? The reason why you called for me in the first place was because you wanted intel, correct?
Akechi is very good at his job. I still think Naoto is better, but...
My business is concluded as well.
I'll deal with it somehow.
Damn it! He had complete control over us!
Well, yeah? Someone wasn't subtle enough. That's not really fair. I don't think Ryuji actually had anything to do with this.
Hey, they're going.
Wait, are we going to the other world? Why are we going to the other world? Am I being called to Igor?
I'm sorry about the sudden break.
No, I'm standing over there. That was a very odd transition.
But I'll have to end things here today.
To make up for the time that was planned for this panel, the Rakugo Research Club will instead be...
I can't say anything in detail regarding the Phantom Thieves investigation, but I feel another great stride will occur again soon. I hope you all continue to pay attention to what happens.
He's going to get gutted online for that.
Let's have a big round of applause for today's guest, Goro Akechi.
Was that really our best course of action?
I think it was, Haru, and I've got to say, I'm very, very, very happy that in the end, we got put in a position where we didn't get to be in control and suave and successful the entire game. I'm glad that basically amateur thieves did eventually get caught by somewhat professional investigators. It makes me feel not heroic, but it feels correct.
He totally used Makoto's suggestion against us.
Indeed. We intended to get intel out of him, but to think it would play out like this.
So what? We'll just accept his deal?
I think we have to, Ryuji.
He's got evidence on us. We really don't have a choice.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
You're going to keep your damn voice down.
Calm down, Ryuji.
How am I supposed to calm down? What are we gonna do?
You're about to have an entire auditorium of people with evidence on us.
What's done is done. We'll have to cool our heads and think more on this. We must make up our minds by the time he contacts us again.
We need to give this a lot of thought.
I don't really see that we have an option, so why are we even thinking about it?
Similar occurrences followed in succession earlier this spring. Although things have quieted down until recently, several incidents have occurred once again. Furthermore, new information has come to light about the suspect who suffered sudden mental shutdown.
Oh, really?
He had received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves.
Who are we talking about?
Why did Futaba have something like this?
Oh, interesting. I wonder how we came across that.
If a calling card was delivered, we can only assume that the Phantom Thieves are behind it. If so, those occurrences back in spring can be attributed to them as well. Moreover...
I have to wonder who in the spring are they talking about? Was more evidence planted, or are they just coming across some of the other calling cards?
I knew it. She's... Oh, God.
Did he find the calling card we gave to Futaba, or did he find something else?
The post-festival party is about to begin in the gymnasium. Please join us, everybody.
Post-festival party is about to begin. Would you like to go together? I tried to think about what happened earlier, but that got me nowhere. He used to change How about it? Yo, you want to go to the post-festival party and try and calm down? Can't really decide what Akechi was saying anyway, so I'm pretty pissed about it. Well, Mishima's here with me. You should join us. That's interesting. Why is Haru my option instead of Makoto? I'm actually going to go with Ryuji and Mishima because I don't really know Haru at all. Oh, but she is getting over her dad. Haru. Thank you. I'll be waiting in the gymnasium. Plus, I may get points with her, whereas I didn't get... I mean, I'm at 10 with both Mishima and Ryuji.
Everybody give them another round of applause!
I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about what Akechi-kun said.
Really shouldn't discuss that here. There are people literally 2 feet from you.
Yes. I was looking forward to this party, so we should enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for your favorite Shujin tradition, the Student Sharing Special!
Oh yeah, this thing. Which student are we sharing?
Round of applause, everyone!
You don't get applause before you do anything.
Sharing? I never knew we had such an event.
All right!
going to choose? I wonder who it would be.
It'll probably end up being you, based on the way this scene is playing out.
How about that fluffy-haired girl over there? I choose you.
He is going to get roasted later. They'll be like, dude, she just lost her dad, and you, like, picked on her in the middle of the festival?
Huh? Is he... looking this way?
Well then, come on up.
He's talking to me. Isn't he?
Dude, you can give him such a fucking guilt trip over this. I'm not hitting on her when she's in mourning over her dad.
So it really is me.
Come, come! Everyone's waiting!
Well, I'm going.
And your name is? Wait, you're Akumura-san?
Yeah, now he's like, oh shit.
Yes.
I'm sure you're, still grieving.
Cool. I almost feel sorry for this guy. He just suddenly realized, he like looks down and is like, what is all that over my foot? Oh, it's dog shit. I just stepped in it.
My, deepest apologies.
Oh, please don't worry.
So, do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Something to share. I have too many things.
Here, let me give you a question then. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are really Shujin students?
Huh?
Oh? Man, he's going in for the kill.
I mean, they are, your father's killers.
God damn it, post-festival
We're
MC.
all dying to know what Akechi-kun was going to say about their true identities.
If I were Haru right there, I'd be like, I agree with Akechi-kun. I don't think they're my father's killers. Because that doesn't implicate you, but you start to twist the narrative.
So, are they from Shujin? What do you think, Okumura-san?
Well...
Oh my god, why are all three of my options romantically related?
To tell you the truth, I'm interested in that myself.
Yeah, the MC is probably very eager to...
Wow, way to go!
I think it was him.
Oh, wait!
So, Okumura-san, what's your relation to this guy?
Oh, it's gonna go that way no matter which option I take.
That wasn't what we were talking about!
My, she's quite flustered. Is this a hot scoop? But I'm a gentleman. It hurts my heart to bully such a sweet girl.
Yeah, and now he's going off to a slightly more comfortable zone for himself as well.
Well, did you all enjoy our blushing beauty? Thank you very much, Okumura-san.
Just when it was getting interesting. MC, do your job.
The post-festival party is finally over.
Oh, poor Haru. She's like, oh, finally.
It turned out to be more like an interview party, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
I still can't believe you said that.
Sorry? I couldn't ignore you.
Huh? Right. At any rate, I'm not sure what I would have done without you. Thank you for saving me. You're a mysterious person, but you're so reliable.
Well, thank you. I appreciate someone that barely knows me giving me compliments. They're the best
I
kind.
think the two of us will get along quite well in the future.
Is this the start of her, Link?
Just kidding. Who knows what may lie ahead?
Oh, that's a very loaded statement.
For now, I'm worried about what happened with Akechi-kun.
Of course you
But
are.
I have to say, my first post-festival party was quite fun. Though, I guess it's my last too. Here, I'd like you to have this.
Interesting.
I bought it earlier.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
Now then, let's go home.
Well, I didn't get any points for doing that. I was hoping to get a little... Although, I guess our link hasn't even started, so how could I? Yeah, there's been a sudden increase. I bet it's because that fan site. Where the victims were on the rankings there. You really be blaming the people who requested it. Welcome home. You took off somewhere during the festival. I tried to find you, but I gave up pretty quick. What are you doing here in front of the store? I needed to calm my brain. My thoughts were getting out of hand. Not just Akechi, but other stuff too. We're in deep trouble unless we can do something soon. But anyway, I was just thinking about going inside, but your time is perfect. Let's go. I wonder, are we going to get confronted immediately? Nope.
The mass media has been causing quite a commotion lately. No countermeasure for the Phantom Thieves, the sorry state of the police, destruction of safety. They're saying whatever they want. So, how's the investigation progressing? Any clues yet?
Nothing that leads to a firm conviction yet.
What's going on here? Didn't you say that you were sure about closing this case?
Well, I don't know how you expect to close it with no evidence.
And I thought I told you that failure won't be tolerated. Well, this is troublesome. If things continue at this rate, never mind a promotion, we'd have to let you go entirely.
That seems quasi-illegal. You can't fire someone just because they can't get a conviction when there's no evidence to be had. She's a prosecutor. She's not the police. She can't collect evidence.
But sir...
I had high expectations for you. But it seems this task was too much to handle for someone so young. We may need to reform the operation as well, since the selected personnel for this...
Please, let me see this through to the end. This case is something that I've always...
I know that you've been at this for a while now. Even before the police spared us the staff for it. If you can manage an arrest, I've made special arrangements so that you can question them personally.
We're going to get arrested very soon, I think.
That's what you want, isn't it? The leadership of this country is about to change. We can't let this case carry over into their term.
Why not? What does that have to do with anything?
I'll make myself clear again. Failure isn't an option.
Well, maybe you should do it then.
We need results.
I understand.
Man, I would not do well here, because I would totally tell him off.
You're allowed to take some bold measures if you need to. We need good results, no matter what. Oh, one more thing. If the unexpected happens to occur, contact me immediately.
What is the unexpected?
To you, sir?
I said that failure isn't an option, didn't I? Yes. Everything is proceeding as planned.
Interesting. And now back to Sojiro. Yep.
We're home. Sojiro?
I was cleaning up and found this.
Well, you should stay out of her room, man.
This is a calling card, right? I read about it online, too.
You went into my room without my permission?
I'll apologize as much as you want later.
I was going to say, you can't be angry about that. It's like whenever your parents find drugs.
So, what is this?
That's...
Is it something to get flustered over? I knew it. This isn't just some game you're playing. Why aren't you saying anything?
I don't know why she's getting so flustered over it. She has a super, super, super easy out on this.
Why did you keep it? I mean, it was memorable.
Explain.
All you have to say is I contacted the Phantom Thieves because I was feeling suicidal and they changed my heart. Done.
Explain.
Is it something that you can't explain?
You have a very easy explanation.
Explain. Hey, if this keeps up, Futaba's...
Oh? I'll get right to the point.
We have a super easy explanation. I don't know why we're not using it.
Is this a real one? Was a change of heart triggered in you?
Why are you crying? This is a good thing happened, Futaba.
How about it?
Ever since Mom died, there was no exit. I was trapped in a labyrinth of my heart.
There we go. I'm glad she's finally saying...
I knew I had to leave it, but I couldn't do it by myself.
Futaba.
Yeah, exactly. That will completely diffuse his anger.
Here, sit down. I can at least listen to what you have to say.
You think?
The Phantom Thieves saved me. They stole my messed up heart. It's the same as Mom's research. They changed my cognition.
I'm glad. I was getting so frustrated in that scene because there was no reason to be freaked out about it. But I do understand that with Futaba, this is a very difficult subject for her to talk about.
Seriously? Okaba's research about altering one's cognition. I wondered about it myself, too, but still.
Neither of these makes sense. She's talking about the research.
When she said she was going to go to the beach out of nowhere, even the doctors had thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I actually wonder why he didn't have more of a reaction to that back when it happened. Because it was a complete change of, what she'd been like.
At first, I just chalked it up as other kids being a better support for you than any adult. But as I kept watching the tabloid shows here, day in and day out, a thought crossed my mind. I thought your case kind of seemed similar to what these Phantom Thieves were doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising you would have thought that.
I'm still your guardian, you know. I'd never overlook such a drastic change in your behavior.
Sojiro.
But to think that Wakaba's research and the Phantom Thieves changing hearts were about the same thing.
Well, Wakaba was a very smart lady.
Back in the day, I used to be a government official.
Really? I had no idea.
My job was to be the bridge between the country and the lab that Wakaba worked at. It's around that time that I got to know her. She said something odd when we were out drinking.
This is such an I almost wish these two, because there's this episode has two such. I'm actually really glad this is episode 100. This is absolutely two scenes that are integral to the game, and I'm enjoying them so much. I'm a bit surprised that they packaged them together like this.
That she might soon die in an odd way. Who wouldn't take that as a joke? I just laughed it off.
No one. That almost sounds suicidal. I wouldn't laugh that off.
But it happened exactly as she said. If anything were to happen to you, I'd feel like I let her down. There's something I want to ask you. Judging from your attitude, you knew about this calling card, didn't you?
I wouldn't say that.
You should have known that Futaba had a change of heart through the Phantom Thieves as well. Is there a connection between you and them?
The
first incident of a change of heart was a teacher at your school.
I don't want to lie to him, but I feel like I have to.
The kid who brought that painting here was a pupil of that artist who had a change of heart, wasn't he?
Sojiro is pretty good. He's not an investigator, but he's very intuitive.
And then there's Futaba. These scandals always seem to find their way around you. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I think I can say that without admitting to anything.
You think this is a game?
No, I think I think I'm connected with people that can help others.
These people are called criminals by the general public. Why did you introduce such dangerous people to Futaba?
I didn't.
That's not true! I asked them! That's why he saved me! He stole my heart!
Whoa, Futaba.
Asked? Stole?
Yeah, that's. I was trying to be subtle. Well, you've gone and said it now.
Wait, are you saying that he's the one who changed your heart?
She did kind of say that, dummy.
So, he's not connected with the Phantom Thieves, but is one himself? You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. Forget all about that. At this point...
Are you serious?
It's interesting that I get to admit this before I get into rank 10.
You really are a Phantom Thief? Oh, for crying out loud.
Futaba is too.
Sojiro!
So, basically, I've been sheltering a Phantom Thief for the last 6 months?
Only about 5.5.
And on top of that, Futaba's involved too. What the hell?
Yeah, this is... I feel bad for Sojiro.
I want to find the culprit who killed my mom.
Wait, killed?
Poor Sojiro, his entire world is being messed up.
She was killed. I remember it now.
Stop this nonsense!
Oh, poor Sojiro.
Why won't you believe me? Are you the same as everyone else? Didn't you know already? The way Mom died wasn't normal.
Man, oh my god, Sojiro has such an interesting character right now, because he is torn and trapped between his desire to protect Futaba, his desire, you know, to not get himself into trouble, and his desire to not punish the one who saved Futaba. Because he's already on the wrong side of Sai, and if this comes out, Sai's going to come down on him like a ton of bricks. But at the same time, he can't throw me to the wolves because he knows that I'm the one that saved his daughter. Or basically his daughter.
Didn't you notice that her research was stolen by someone? Sojiro!
When she passed away, I did think it was odd.
Understatement of the episode.
It was awfully fishy.
Especially when she told you it might happen.
But what could I do? All I was able to do was run from it all.
Same with Futaba.
And the outcome of that was me spending my retirement here.
Retirement? How old are you, Sojiro? I knew you weren't, you know, like 30, but I didn't think you were old enough to be retired.
Also, the reason I took custody of you was me trying to selfishly atone for what happened to Wakaba. It's basically my fault that you got burdened with all this crap.
It's not your fault, Sojiro.
It's not anyone's fault. All we can do is move forward and try and make things right.
I acted all big, lectured, even yelled at you kids. And in the end, I'm the one being consoled. I'm hopeless. And a laughingstock, aren't I?
Yeah, that is not true, my friend.
I mean, the one who killed Mom's the one at fault.
I see. Don't worry. Even if you are the real Phantom Thieves, I have no intention of reporting or kicking you out.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Well, obviously for the plot he has to make that decision, but it also makes sense based on where he is in his life.
I mean, who would believe such a story?
Akechi.
Unless they catch you red-handed, it's impossible to explain that you're the Phantom Thieves. Let me just say one thing, though.
There he is, back to being dad.
Immediately back out of a fight that you can't win.
Well, that's actually very good advice. I'm not gonna say why.
Don't you get it? If, by chance, you pissed off the same guys that killed Wakaba, then they're not someone that kids like you can deal with. Listen to reason, all right?
That is actually a fight I can't back off of, because they're actively killing others.
We're done talking about this. Let's eat. I'm so hungry because I raised my voice so much.
At least we avoided the worst-case scenario of being reported arbitrarily.
That is truth.
Still, we should tell the others about what just happened.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I'm tired.
Can't I get some, like, points towards you two? That's a very big moment. What? He knows? You gotta be fucking kidding! Wait, did he report you or anything? I mean, likely would have been receiving his message. Wouldn't be receiving the message if Kaiser was not okay. I had a feeling the boss was no ordinary man. But he didn't recommend you turn yourself in, did he? I think, in that case, we can consider him a new ally. I'm more curious what he mentioned to you. You mean how our enemy might be the same person who targeted Futaba's mother? I mean, that's a very obvious conclusion. It's someone who knows about the metaverse. Yes, she was killed by a mental shutdown, the same method the culprit we pursue now. Wait, did you say boss had to run from it all? Does that mean someone was trying to stop the news from getting out? Who could do that? Who do you think the culprit could be? Ain't you letting your imagination run a bit wild? No, but it would make sense. Yeah, Sojiro was a government official, and he had to go into retirement really fast. Wait, wouldn't it be the policeman working for him too? That's not impossible. This is getting too big for me to even think about. Can we really win this? I guess the chief had an inkling after all. Interesting, Futaba's here.
Sorry.
Well, this happened because I kept the calling card. I'm guessing you won't let me go downstairs?
Hey!
Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, and with that, I am finally saving. Sorry for the long episode, but A, this is the 100th episode, it deserves to be special, and man, did the game deliver. Thank you very much, Persona 5. You made this an episode to remember. See you next time, guys. Thank you so much for joining in.
On razor's edge now, what quick for my life is